This is a map of the planned trail extension through Wavecrest. We call it phase 2 of the California Coastal Trail. We've completed a 3rd mile over here to the north on this map where it says phase 1. That's the bird trail that has been completed. A little more orientation. If you look at the top here, you'll see Smith Field and Wavecrest Road. And this is the easement for CCWD that goes down to Ocean Colony. Then over here is Redondo Beach Road. And off of Redondo Beach Road is where we'll be putting parking and a restroom and 2 additional parking areas for approximately 91 parking spots. The parking area at the end of Redondo Beach Road will be fenced off and restored to prevent any additional erosion occurring there. Visitors will be able to walk along here and pick up this trail, or of course, just go out here to the north, either here or here, and join in these trails. As I said from the previous slide, this is the huge Arroyo property and continuing up into here that we've just acquired, and we're delighted to have in permanent protection. This will be an ADA trail except for the stairs. So that means anyone who cannot do stairs will need to traverse north and south by going up here to the top where we come along and cross over the bridge that's part of this easement for the water district, and then come back down all the way and pick up the trail again. Additionally, you can see these little tiny little checkers here. There's one here, here's one, here's one. These are causeways similar to the one that you cross on phase 1, which I'm sure you've done several times. So these will be lovely little wetland areas that will be crossed. And some of the things I'd like you to note here before I show you these next slides, and that is the significant erosion that has occurred here. And you can see how this erosion has come up here, and it's just tracking this casual trail and destroying this property, putting it into the ocean. So we're going to move away from that. And again, all of these erosion areas that you see will be rehabilitated. This is not only a significant trail construction, but a significant, huge impact on restoring the habitat here and stopping as much erosion as possible. Just for fun, a few details on the stairs down. Here's the beach. Here's the Arroyo coming down here, and that's called Ravine 9. These are the stairs that are going to come from the south, on the south side, and down and then onto the beach. And then of course on the north side, as you can see, it's a little longer, but not quite as steep. Additionally, as I mentioned before, these hatched areas will all be revegetated and rehabilitated and returned to beautiful coastal vegetation for us to enjoy forever. And so this is going to be great fun, and very much looking forward to seeing the completion of that, as I'm sure you are. A little more talk about the erosion. Looking to the south, Ritz-Carlton is down here. These vehicles are parked on the property that is eroding dramatically, and in fact will erode out Redondo Beach Road if it is not stopped, which is part of the reason we need to remove these vehicles. And they'll be up here along Redondo Beach Road will be the parking areas and the restroom. And then this larger area here will all be rehabilitated, and rehabilitated with California native plants to the Wavecrest area, which, as you know, is managed in coastal prairie and coastal shrub. And it'll just be gorgeous. This is the area I was pointing about how this erosion is following these trails. What happens is the rain comes down and it washes along these impressions that are made by us with foot traffic and bicycles. And then the water just pours down here. And these soils are so erosive that this just follows it. And a huge amount of land has already been lost to this. So when we get the new trail in, we'll be able to stop that level of erosion. And this is this is the trail we've completed. This is the way it will look in the future. And you can see what a difference it'll be. We have this, and we're going to have this. And it just makes a huge difference. Horses can traverse on this, and it will just be a lovely experience for everyone. And I want to speak just a little bit about the restroom. There have been several questions about it and its impact on the area. I took this photograph standing on the side of Redondo Beach Road. This little tiny orange top that you see here, that is the restroom. And it's quite low profile, 2-stall with running water and flushing toilets. And just a slide here to put it into context. In the terrain, as you see, it's not a very large building, very low profile, and there'll be a trash container in here and parking. So it should be just a lovely, lovely place, and it will preserve the bluff edge from eroding anymore and return that to native habitat. So quite excited, hoping to get the final grant monies for this starting next year, and then proceed with construction in the fall. Now this, let me see here, go back here. So part of the construction that's fun that I wanted to share with you is this is what they call an exclusion fence. And this is put up to keep creatures from getting out where there is equipment and activity going on that could harm them. And this, I believe, is a gopher snake skin. Right along here, you see it. Looks like it came over to the exclusion fencing and took advantage of it to rub off its skin. This is the head here. And as you know, the way snakes peel off their skin is similar to you if you take your sock and you peel it off so that the inside is now outside. So what you see here is the part of the snake that was adjacent to the snake itself, and inside is the part that used to be outside. And this is just part of the charm of getting to do these types of construction projects, is we get to have these really special interactions with the wildlife. To sum up, I'll show you some of the creatures that I love and adore that reside in Wavecrest, that make my work a complete joy. Not just the other things I've mentioned here, but when I feel a little like maybe I'm not doing what I should be doing, I look at these pictures and say, oh, this is it. This is why we're all doing this work. So here's a little tree frog. I have a lot of tree frogs there. There are tadpoles right now at the causeway on the bird trail in Wavecrest. So we'll have more frogs. And then, of course, the gorgeous bumblebees that are all over the wildflowers there. In our Junior Land Stewards program, you'll hear a report about that later in this presentation. And this was taken there on the plants that they have, providing food and pollination for these gorgeous bees. And then least but not last is this tiny little fledgling saw-whet owl. This is a owl that hatched in that year and is living in Wavecrest. And we had the good fortune to hear from a neighbor that was out walking and saw this beautiful animal. And this photograph was taken by Alvaro Jaramillo, one of our local bird experts, world famous bird experts. So this concludes my presentation. I hope you'll get out and enjoy Wavecrest. It's a spectacular, remarkable place, and every time you go there, you'll have the good fortune to see something new, either on land or at sea. I wish you the best of the new year, and I thank you for joining us today.